What's going on, guys? It's your boy Ziggy from Shonen Origin, and yes, we are on Blazing here. I'm not doing a summoning or anything, as you can tell from the title of the video. You probably know what I'm about to talk about. Um, so you shouldn't be really surprised. The funny thing is, Blazing is actually my first ever gacha game that I started playing like 2 years ago, and I dropped it. I got back on, I dropped it, but I always paid attention to it. And I was really, really looking forward to the third anniversary. I was actually looking forward to this. And this shit is such a fucking failure. It's mind blowing to me on just how big of a fucking failure this is. And I'm not like, fuck that shit. I'm gonna curse, I'm gonna do all of that. I gotta be honest, I gotta get this off my chest because I'm generally just disappointed and upset with this anniversary. So first, let's get to the cut. It has nothing to do with Kakashi and Obito. I have no problem with the main units of the anniversary being Kakashi and Obito, and I'm gonna talk about why they probably did in the first place. So let's talk about why this is a failure and just how like this game is never gonna really go any far. It's never gonna reach any height, and I think I know the reason why, right? So let's talk about Boruto, right? So the main thing, people really want the series to go forward with Boruto. Now, I don't know if this is the reason, but I'm going to assume that they're just not able to use Boruto, right? Because ever since Boruto, like I think Boruto's been around since like, 4 years now? Ever since Boruto's been introduced, Shueisha, which is the publication company for Weekly Shonen Jump that owns the rights to these characters, whatever, they've been very avid of separating Boruto and Naruto. Now, what I mean when I say that, right? Every single game, like, all right, for instance, Shinobi Striker, right? It's Boruto X, Naruto, Shinobi Striker. There's like 3 Boruto characters in that game. They've been very avid of making like Boruto its own entity away from Naruto. Now they put Naruto's name in there because at the end of the day, it is what's the word I'm looking for? A sub-series of Naruto, right? It's still under Naruto, but they've been very avid of making Boruto his own character. They did it also in Jump Force, right? If you remember in Jump Force, when they introduced characters, Boruto, even though it was only one Boruto character, he was under his own series name. He wasn't a part of the Naruto roster officially. And there was actually even a running joke where in the description for Naruto, it said Boruto's dad, and people were just like calling him Boruto's dad because it was pretty funny that, they didn't recognize him for being Naruto. They recognized him for they try to fit him in the description as being Boruto's dad. So they've been pretty avid of separating Boruto and Naruto. Now, why do I think, and that's the reason I think why they can't use Boruto characters, because Shueisha, Weekly Shonen Jump, Bandai, whatever, they've been pushing Boruto very hard. They've been pushing Boruto because, like I said, they want to make Boruto his own character, his own entity. They want him to see if he could reach the popularity that Naruto had back in the day, which he never will, but they want to see that. And if they really wanted, like, if I'm pretty sure now, I don't know how much Bandai gets involved in these gacha games, right? For the most part, they just pay these gacha companies like Gree or Atoski, they pay for the rights for the to use the licensing, and they make a mobile game on it, and I'm pretty sure Bandai gets a certain percentage. Now, obviously, Bandai, because they own the licensing rights, they probably do monitor it, but I don't know how hands-on they are with it. But I'm assuming because Shueisha has been pushing Boruto so much, it does trickle down to Bandai, and they've been telling Bandai, hey, we want Boruto to be his own character, don't, have him with Naruto, but at the same time, keep him kind of separated a little bit. So I'm assuming if they really want to, they could have went to Gree and told them, listen, you need to start putting Boruto characters in here because we need to because we're trying to push Boruto more as a character. And I'm assuming that they really would have done, like, I feel like Boruto characters would have been, if they were able to do it, I feel like Bandai, Shueisha would have pushed for Boruto characters to be in this game, not just like years ago, because they've been pushing Boruto in general in the first season. If you notice, every Naruto game that has come out since Boruto's been around has been Naruto X Boruto. Even if it has like 3 Boruto characters in it, and majority of the roster is from Naruto, Shippuden, whatever, they've been trying to make Boruto his own entity. So that's why I'm just assuming they can't use Boruto characters. Maybe it's a licensing thing, contract wise, that they just can't use. They're in a position where they cannot use Boruto characters in this game, because I feel like if they were able to, Shueisha would have pushed it Shueisha would have pushed it to Bandai, sent the message to Bandai, and Bandai would have sent the message to all its Naruto owned games that, hey, you need to put Boruto characters in here because we're trying to make Boruto as big as Naruto. I feel like, because that's just how it works, right? It's a trickle down effect. These companies have a lot of say on what like, I'm gonna use, maybe you guys don't know this, I'm gonna use the NFL for example, right? The NFL gives the licensing rights to EA to make Madden, and Madden makes a lot of gameplay changes because the NFL forces that. If you notice, if you ever, I'm going way off top, but if you ever play Madden, you can't get concussions in Madden. I don't know if they changed that, but years ago you could not get concussions in Madden because the whole concussion issue was a big thing in the NFL. So they wanted to like take that out of the video game in Madden. And my point I'm trying to make is that, the owner of these licenses do have a big, like, you might think they sometimes they really are hands-on when it comes to their products and their representation. So like I said, I feel like because this is the most consistent Naruto game that's been out here since the game dropped, right? There's no, like, Shinobi Strike is trash. We haven't had an Ultimate Ninja game in like 3 or 4 years. So, Blazing's the only really Naruto consistent game that's out there. So I feel like they would have pitched Boruto characters on the game a long time ago. It must be a licensing thing. It just has to be. Okay, cool. You can't use Boruto characters. So this is probably the reason why they use Kakashi and Obito, because they're like, all right, people want Boruto, but we can't do that, right? But we can't release another Naruto and Sasuke, especially since we had like the 30 million download like a couple months ago, and there was a new Naruto and Sasuke. Honestly, that probably would have been anniversary characters, right? It's using the same artwork. So they're like, okay, so we need to do something different. Like maybe they even switch places. Maybe Obito and Kakashi was actually the 30 million download characters, and they're like, know what? We're gonna make them the anniversary and then make this new Naruto and Sasuke the $30 million. Like these characters are done. They have these plans long time in advance, right? So what they probably did, they're like, okay, we can't use Boruto in any type of way, Boruto characters, whatever. We don't want to use Naruto and Sasuke because people kind of don't want that. So we're gonna use Kakashi and Obito, which is fine. That was actually the right idea. To use these two characters was actually the right idea because it was something new. But the problem with these characters are they're just other characters. There's nothing special. Data acquired. No, my fault. Right, there's nothing special about this Kakashi. Yeah, the Kakashi, it hits hard. The Kakashi hits very, very hard. And the artwork is just, woo, that artwork though. Yeah, so Kakashi hits very hard, and I'm happy he hits very hard, but he has no impact on the game. If you weren't gonna introduce Boruto because you couldn't, maybe you can't do it, you should have added new characters that fundamentally just impact the game. It doesn't even have to be a power creep, right? Even though power creeps are very important when it comes to gacha games because they make the units worth something on the first place, but add a new mechanic to the game. I don't understand why there's not a transforming mechanic. Transforming mechanic will what's the word I'm looking for? It would revitalize a lot of characters, right? So I'm gonna use Dokkan for instance, right? Dokkan is smart. Atsuki is very smart with the way they handle Dokkan, and they're like the golden standard for me when it comes to gacha games, right? So Dokkan, because they had the transform mechanic, right now they're being very smart and they're going to every character that they've probably released. I'm gonna use Gohan, right? Super Saiyan 2 Gohan had an LR. Super Saiyan 2 Gohan has had an LR for like two years now, maybe even more than that. Right? So they know they can't replace the LR of Gohan, right? Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. So what they're eventually going to do, and even though it hasn't been released and everybody's speculating it, and we know it's coming, they're going to release a transforming Gohan to bring in some more, so to go back to that character that people are fans of, at the same time it doesn't replace older characters. And they can do the same thing with Naruto when it comes to transforming characters, maybe dual characters. There's so many moments in Naruto history that this game just does not cover or anything like that, right? They could have added 7 stars and they could have made 7 stars just how LRRs, right? The dope thing about LRs and Dokkan is that it It's a moment in Dragon Ball history, right? Majin Vegeta, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, Super Saiyan Goku. You know, those are moments. Why can't we get like a transforming Goku? Transforming Naruto, right? When he first goes demon mode against Haku, right? A transforming that battle, right? A transforming Naruto when he first goes demon mode against Haku, right? That is a legendary moment in Naruto. That is a legendary moment in Naruto. So you know, it's just like it's a mediocreness that makes this anniversary just boring and shallow. Like this is just mediocre. They put the least amount of effort they can into this anniversary. The banners are amazing, right? The banners have great units. You know, we get the free multi, 10 multi. That's really, really awesome. I got who did I get? I got a really good unit off of that. So like the banners are good. They did really good with the banners, step ups, etc. You know, some people feel a different way about the guarantee unit. They feel like unit should be guaranteed. Whatever. You know, step up banners, all of that. But like I said, these units just have no impact whatsoever. Like if a brand new Naruto Sasuke, like these units are just forgettable. They're really good. They're not, I'm not saying they're not good, but they're just like they have no impact on the game going forward. If they didn't want to do Naruto Sasuke, they couldn't add Boruto. When they introduced Kakashi and Obito, they should have added a new mechanic to the game. And if they didn't want to just add the same Naruto and Sasuke, then when they re-add Naruto Sasuke, they add a new mechanic to the game. Look at Dokkan. They did the Super Saiyan 4s Goku and Vegeta again, but when they came around this time, one, they were LRs, and two, they added a new mechanic to the game with a active ability, right? Like I don't understand how like it's just so mediocre the way they handle this and the way they handle the units. They just refuse to do anything new with the game. Now, PvP is closed, so maybe because all right, for the most part, everybody knows this game lives and dies by PvP. Like that's just simple. Anybody who plays Blazing knows this game lives and dies by PvP. So maybe they use PvP now, like maybe they realize, okay, this game lives and dies by PvP, so we're gonna do something really crazy and amazing when it comes to PvP. Maybe, you know, maybe there is a second part to this anniversary because the Blazing Bash anniversary is next month. So maybe they're considering that the real anniversary. You know, maybe they are considering that, but like I said, there's nothing wrong with having Kakashi and Obito. It's just like the way they just handle the units. They're just another good unit. They don't have no impact on the game. They don't add any new mechanics to the game. They're just another good unit. And that's what makes the anniversary so disappointing. It's not even about power creep. Like I said, you know, do something interesting with these characters, you know, do something interesting with the history of Naruto, man. Like, yo, there's so many moments in Naruto that could be just really awesome cards that Naruto fans will pay for, man. We will pay for. We don't like Naruto and Sasuke. Yes, are they the big sellers? But like, you think people wouldn't be hyped for a 7-star moment when Rock Lee drops his weights? Like, that's one of the most iconic moments in Naruto. You think people wouldn't be hyped for a 7-star Rock Lee dropping his weights, or a 7-star Naruto turning demon form for the first mode, or a 7-star curse mark Sasuke for the first time, or a 7-star transforming, like say Naruto transformed from demon chakra to one tail and Sasuke transformed from curse mode level 1 to level 2. You think people wouldn't be hyped for that as 7-star? People would be very hyped for that. It's not that, okay, cool, you can't touch Boruto. I get that. They probably can't touch it because of licensing problems. That doesn't mean you get to just put out boring, mediocre shit, though. Like, do something interesting with your game. And yeah, I'm upset because I'm a big Naruto fan, and I am so like I love Dragon Ball also, right? It goes pretty hand in hand, but I get so jealous of the way Dokkan is handled and the way Blazing is handled. It's not even funny. Obviously, Dokkan makes way more money than Blazing, so they are capable of possibly, you know, going on a limb, like dropping a Dokkan Fest Piccolo. And like I said, if you want to hype things up, right? If you didn't want to drop another Naruto and Sasuke, you could have dropped Naruto and Sasuke, right? With a new mechanic, a transform mechanic, or really they're actually dual. This time around, they're actually dual units, right? a duel Naruto Sasuke when they first went against Haku. Like there's so many Naruto moments that's actually not covered. They stick, not only do they stick in the same timeline, like this is fucking Star Wars or some shit, right? Because this is what Star Wars does. They stick in the same timeline, but they also put out the same mediocre, just whatever units are just, they hit strong or whatever. They have no impact on the game. They add no new mechanics to the game. Honestly, the only reason you're summon for them is because they might be stronger than the last units. But the problem this time around is that the thing is that this Naruto, this Kakashi and Obito are not way stronger than the Final Valley units. They're just not. And this anniversary is a failure. It is a legit failure. I know we're only 2 days in, but look at this. Like, it's pretty much dead. It's pretty much dead for the most part. And you know what? And I'm making this video because one, I was really looking forward to it, and two, I feel like it needs to be said. I feel like I do watch a lot of Blazing YouTubers, and I'm not saying they're not being brutally honest right now. I feel like they're not being brutally honest on the way the game could be handled. A lot of them did want them to go into Boruto, and like I said, okay, cool, you can't go into Boruto, but there's other things you could have did, like a transforming unit or a level 7 stars. You could have added 7-star units. Like I said, Naruto and Sasuke are not, like, even though they are the game sellers, but the main people who play this game are Naruto fans. And like I said, you think Naruto fans wouldn't be hyped for a 7-star when Rock Lee drops his weights? That would be so hype. Or when Sasuke came back from the Chunin exam and you could see this, and you see that he copied Rock Lee's style with his speed. Or when he first did the Chidori, like, or when Naruto first did the Rasengan, like, yo, there's so many moments in Naruto history that this game doesn't cover. Like, they don't celebrate Naruto properly. This anniversary is a fucking failure. This game is a failure. And I could sit here, and this video is going on way longer than it is. I'm about to wrap it up. And I could bitch and complain about it, but most likely I'm going to still play the game. I don't spend money on this game, though. Don't get it twisted. I do not give this game a set of my money because they do not deserve it. They do not deserve they don't deserve your money. This game does not deserve your money. Anybody who spends money on this game, I'm sorry to tell you, this game does not deserve your money. It's because PvP, I do enjoy PvP, and I enjoy Naruto. Right now, Naruto is at his lowest point when it comes to, like, I guess, video games and just in general, right? Like, people keep on trying to say Boruto's good. It's okay. The anime is boring for the most part, and the manga is okay. Shinobi Striker is trash. I don't know why that got a season 2. They should have wrapped that up. Shinobi Striker's trash. What else? Cyber Connect 2, who are known for making the Ultimate Ninja games, which are very good games. Right now, they're working on the Dragon Ball RPG Kakarot. So we don't even know if they're working on the Ultimate Ninja. So Blazing is like the only thing we have when it comes to, like, constant Naruto content that's actually solid. And it's a fucking failure. It's a fucking failure. This shit is a fucking failure. A failure. And that's gonna be the end of my rant. I'm done with this. I did get Kakashi and Obito. I'm hoping, I'm just gonna save up because I think the Blazing Bash anniversary unit is gonna be broken. And that's just about it, man. When PvP does come around, I will be doing PvP videos. Don't get twisted. I am gonna keep on playing, and I do want to do some PvP videos when PvP comes around. Because if you watch the channel long enough, you know that I love PvP when it comes to anything. But yeah, this shit's a fucking failure. And it's a failure because they didn't do anything that impacted the game. It's not a failure because they didn't add Boruto characters. It's a failure. It's not a failure because they didn't add Kakashi and Obito. It's a failure because they did nothing for this anniversary that truly changed the game up whatsoever. And that's why it's a failure. But yeah, man, that's just my little rant. Yeah, man, if you enjoyed the rant, hit that like button. If you're new here, hit that sub button. Been your boy Ziggy from Shonen Origins. Peace, deuces, all above.